Even if you have an amazing gift you are offering to somebody, if the package is garbage, they don't even want to see what's in the gift. So make sure the outside is beautiful, so when they come to meet the inside, it will be a good surprise. But for them to want to look inside, they need to be attracted by the outside. And I don't like that idea. I just would like somebody to look at me and say, oh, I can see that you're a good woman, and I can, I'm attracted to you just the way you are, blah, blah, blah. But that's not how it works most of the time. So we have to make that effort. Are you tired of being single? Are you curious to know some of the reasons why maybe that's still the case? Keep watching, and you will find the answer here. Hi, my name is Amina. I'm a life coach, and I'm here to help you bring some perspective in your life and help you to answer some questions. So if you have questions and suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Please subscribe, like, and share to help me spread the word with my channel and help more people. So I'm still single, and I've done a lot of work to discover some of the reason why maybe it's still the case, and I had the idea of this video to help you figure out some of the reasons why you are still single, so that can be interesting for you. One of the points is one idea that my daughter gave me, so stay tuned for that. It will be number 10. I know it's long, but just stick around, and it will be very interesting for you, I believe. When doing my research, and it's mainly with Stefan Speaks and Tony Gaskins and other relationship coaches and everything, so one of the reasons they gave is the problem of the selection process. So I'm the kind of person, I used to be so naive, so romantic, so Disney movies and everything. So every time I had feelings for somebody, I just jumped with my 2 feet in, and I didn't care about if the person was the right one or not. What was important was what I felt. So it was the way I feel, my feelings for that person, and that's all that counts. And I can tell you that it put me in a lot of trouble, so I've decided to change. So yeah, so the selection process is really important, because many men will come your way, and for example, that's what Stefan Speaks says, in 100 men coming your way, only one guy maybe will be the right one. So you see that you have to push away, you will have to turn down 99 men in the 100. And so that shows already that there is a problem. If somebody comes and he looks good, and you're attracted to that person, but you don't vet them, and it feels like, all of a sudden your heart is open, and then you're infatuated and you want to know that person better, you're not gonna vet them. You're just gonna jump in the story and just keep going, and that's not the thing to do. I can tell you that from experience. It's really not a good idea. So just pay attention to that. When somebody comes, please be careful. Take your time to know that person, and vet them, even if you have to go do some background checking, because we never know in this world. Everything is possible, so just be careful with that. But yeah, the first reason for me, and I believe it was my case, it's the selection process. So be careful with that. Reason number 2, and it's not in a particular order, I just brainstorm a few reasons, and I found 10, but I'm sure there are many, and I really hope that to give you the 10, it won't be too long. Maybe I'm gonna give just half of it, and then I will just make another video for the rest, but we'll see. And I really believe that I'm gonna do 5 this time and then 5 the rest of the time, but let's just see. Okay, so reason number 2 is you think you can't find the right person for you. And this is about your belief. I remember in my case, I was so discouraged that I reached the point where I was like, I am cursed with men. I will never find the right man. And I just gave up, and really I could have become like, how do you call it? In French, we say une mari couche-toi là, which means somebody who sleeps with everybody and anybody, Thanks, in my case, thank God I didn't get to that point. But really, I was so frustrated and so tired that I was like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Whatever happened will happen. Whatever happens will happen. I don't care anymore. So if you believe you can't find the right person, you really need to change that belief. And the reason why I'm saying this is you often heard that you often hear that you attract what you believe. So if you believe in you that you will never find the right person for you, for sure it's not gonna happen. And I cannot cite any research or anything like that, but I've done a lot of research on all kinds of subjects, and I've seen many people saying that at some point I had to believe, even if it was tough for me. At some point I had to make the decision. They often say that if you don't believe it's possible, you're not even gonna try. So if you don't believe the right person exists for you, you're not even gonna try to meet that person. You're not gonna do the work you need to do to meet that person. You're not gonna go to the places where you can meet that person. And so what you believe will become your reality, but not because it's impossible, but just because what you have in you materialized in the real world because of your actions, not because of a curse that was sent from wherever, I don't know. It was just because you didn't take the actions that will lead you to find that right person, because you believed you couldn't find that person. Reason number 3 is, I called it, you didn't audit your behavior. So I work in finance and I do a lot of auditing. So yeah, and I think that's the word that it's a word that is correct, because when you audit something, you go and you check everything. You want to know, is that true? What's working well, what is not working, and all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't audited your behavior, you cannot know what's wrong with you if something is wrong with you. And what I mean by something's wrong with you is, men don't like certain behaviors. So if you show them right away, you're gonna just push them away. For example, if you go to the restaurant and then you order something and it's very, very expensive, and you don't even know that man, you're just here for a date and it's just the first date. So if you tend to order very expensive stuff, that can push him away, because he can't believe that you're only here because you want to take advantage of him. So that's one example of behavior auditing. You can be, if we go to a character side, so if you're a person who is lying, and then so you have the date and you talk about something, and then you're lying to that person. So you have a second date, but on the second date you give him another version of something you said the day before. He is gonna notice that you lied. And the third date you do the same thing, so he's gonna think that you're not a reliable person and you're a liar. So audit your behavior. Make sure everything you do is in alignment with who you are. I am not telling you to change who you are, but you have to make sure that you know what's wrong with you if something is wrong with you. And usually you will need to ask the people around you, and they will tell you if they're honest, and if you allow them to do it, they will tell you honestly what you will need to change. They've probably seen a few things when you had your previous boyfriend or dates or whatever. So they saw how you behave with those with those people, and they can tell you, oh, with this one, be careful, because the last time you had somebody, you acted this way, and it's not good. You know, that would be a way to audit your behavior. So before we go to the fourth reason, I have a one-on-one coaching service. So if you are interested in working with me, I have the link to my website on the description box, so you can just check it, and you can reach me through that link, and we'll see how we can work together and make things happen. I also have a blog, so if you like to read, because I talk about that kind of subject on my blog, it's not always the same as what I'm talking about on YouTube. So if you like to read, you can find the link to my blog as well. Thank you for the support. The fourth reason that I have on my list is you are too naive. So what do I mean by you're too naive? So if a man comes your way and he starts to tell you good stuff like, oh, I want to marry you, I want to be with you, you're beautiful, you're whatever, you're the most amazing woman in my life. And I'm not talking about the first date, but like you've been with that person for maybe 2 weeks or 1 month, whatever, and they start to tell you that kind of things. But when you're too naive, when you're too innocent, you don't know that in this world we have sharks. We have men that take advantage of women, and they know what to say exactly to that woman. He can take advantage of you thanks to his lie. And if you're too naive, that means you don't know that people lie. And to be honest, that was my situation, because I believed so much in people's good heart. I didn't know that there were men who were trying to take advantage of women. I had no idea. That looks strange, but yeah, I had no idea. So it's because I was hurt many times. Now it's not like 100 times, but like if it happens 2 times, it starts to be difficult. And if it happens many times with the same person, yeah, that hurts. And so it happens many times, and at some point you realize that, oh, I thought that by default people were kind, but I realized that it's not the case. And so you start to step back and to observe and to vet people, like I said for the first point. You're don't believe everything a man will say to you, because it's not always true. And take your time, be careful. I understand it's good to believe that we all have good intentions, and I really want to keep that as my core belief. But the thing is, I've seen so many bad stuff happening in the world that I have to change my mind regarding that. So not everybody will want my good. Some people won't hesitate to hurt me to get what they want. And that's the way you stop being too naive. It's necessary. You have to do it. And lastly, point number 5. So I'm gonna stop at 5 because it's gonna be too long. The video is already like over 15 minutes, so I'm gonna stop here. But I promised that I would give you the point that my daughter gave me. So she's 11. And she told me, "Mommy, you cannot find a boyfriend because you don't go out enough. You don't meet enough people. You're just at home and working and doing what's important, working on your projects, but you don't meet people. So how do you want to find the right person if you're always busy and always at home?" And I said, "You know what, that's a very good point. I am not really the kind that likes to go out, and I don't even know where to go." So that's a problem. And I've noticed the single women, when they do the Q&As with the relationship coach, they ask that question, where do we find a good guy? So I'm asking the same thing. Yes, but to go back to my point, if we don't go out enough, if we don't meet enough new people, we cannot expect to be at home and randomly, the right person's gonna knock on the door and you're gonna find him, and you get married, just like in the romantic movies. That has happened, and it will happen, but to like 5 people. And I'm saying 5, but it's like, it's more about percentage. So it will happen to some people. It has happened for some people, but it's really a teeny tiny number, so we cannot rely on that. So if you want to meet the right person, we need to find the courage or the strategy or the whatever to go out and to make an effort. And usually, even when we are, I am not a couch potato, no, but I don't go out that often. And we also need to make the effort to dress up. So trying to put a little bit of makeup. I'm not a big fan of makeup, so I put it only like once in a while when it's for an event or something that is important, or when I want to look good, because the process is too long for me. So I'm not really a big fan. But making that effort, if it's dressing up, wearing something beautiful, taking care of your hair, a little bit of makeup if you want. If you don't like it, you just make sure your face is clean, whatever. Having your shoes are clean, iron your clothes. I know it seems ridiculous, but the problem is when we go out, we are judged. We are judged based on that. So we have to make that effort. And if we don't do this, we can miss out on the right person just because. And that's the analogy that I usually use. Even if you have an amazing gift you are offering to somebody, if the package is garbage, They don't even want to see what's in the gift. So make sure the outside is beautiful, so when they come to meet the inside, it will be a good surprise. But for them to want to look inside, they need to be attracted by the outside. And I don't like that idea. I just would like somebody to look at me and say, oh, I can see that you're a good woman, and I can, I'm attracted to you just the way you are, blah, blah, blah. But that's not how it works most of the time. So we have to make that effort to look good, let's say, and to be presentable and to look attractive. And we are not doing that for the men. We are doing this for ourselves, because if we don't want to meet the right person, we just forget about it. And if we are okay being single, we don't need to do all that. But the thing is, I want to find a guy. I want to get married. So I need to make the effort that will lead me to that place. And one of those things that I need to do is to look good. So I am doing it for myself first, and to look good to a guy. So that's it for today. Just to recap the points that I made. So for this video, I just gave you 5 reasons why you still single, we are still single. And so the reason number 1 was the selection process. Reason number 2 is you don't think the right person exists for you. Reason number 3, you haven't audited your behavior. Reason number 4, you're too naive. And reason number 5 that is coming from my daughter is that you don't go out enough and meet enough new people. So that's it for today. I want to challenge you, and because I want my video to help you take actions. So my first question is, when you check all the points that I made, do you recognize yourself in one of them? And where do you stand? Well, please subscribe and like and share my video if you find it helpful. If you have questions and suggestions for videos, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So my question for you today is, do you have other ideas of reasons why we are still single? So I still have 5 other ideas that I'm gonna put in a different videos, but if you have other suggestions, please leave them in the comment section, and we can compile everything, so all the single ladies here can know maybe what to do about it, and change their future. So in the meantime, I wish you a good week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.